Welcome, Crowbones, yeah.
You comfy?
I'm comfy. You comfy?
Not until I'm riding that dick.
I'm gonna put this in the intro.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Crowbones. Now you're probably wondering why we call it Crowbones. Well, allow myself to introduce myself. My name is Bones.
And I'm Crow.
And that's why we call it Crowbones. We aren't the most clever of gentlemen.
So, anyway, this is the first video of the Haunt Machine YouTube channel.
Whoop whoop.
So, essentially, we're just going to be discussing and talking about what the channel is, what we're about, who we are, and why we do the things that we do that make people very sad.
Yeah, I mean, it might make a person or two happy, but hey. So we're just going to be talking about what the channel is about and what got us into horror to begin with.
Yeah.
Which kind of created this toxic friendship.
So we're going to be releasing two videos a week. So on Tuesdays, you can look for videos like this, Crow Bones, and The Graveyard Shift, which we'll discuss later, MVM, which we'll discuss later. And on Fridays, we'll be releasing shorts. So
I've already got a handful ready, so we'll just, as soon as this goes up, the ball's going to be rolling. So look forward to some shorts.
It's going to be quite a bit of a horror variety. So we got our horror comedy, our horror action, and our horror. And horror porn.
Just horror.
Horror porn is going to be on our other channel on another website. Stay tuned. So, introduce yourself, Mr. Bones. Give us some backstory.
My name's Bones. I've had that nickname for as long as I can remember. And I don't know. I've just always been in love with horror. It's literally the first film I ever remembered seeing was, I guess it's a horror. For a kid, it's definitely a horror. It was Predator 2. Do you remember that? The scenes I distinctly and vividly remember were, all the scenes where like 10 skinless corpses are hanging from ceilings.
Yeah.
That happens like 15 times in that movie. It's phenomenal. And that just stuck with me. I watched the whole movie through a crack in a doorway. And ever since then, I've just been infatuated with horror. To the great chagrin of my mother and everyone else, except for this guy.
Sorry, I was paying attention.
That was a lead into you.
What? It all started when I was very young. I missed Halloween by a week of being born. I was born a week after Halloween, so f***ing close. Even though I was really into Halloween when I was a kid, I was a little bitch. So
that's your job as a kid, though. Self-preservation, but yeah.
No, I couldn't stomach actual horror stuff. I like spooky fun things like jack-o'-lanterns and spooky little ghosts.
The Goonies and shit.
The Goonies. I love that kind of shit. I was a little bitch. So my hair.
So unprofessional. How'd you get hair?
This is your color here. But my actual love for horror sparked in 2005 with a video game called Fear. But it wasn't until 2009 when I became a scare actor for the first time that I really was enveloped in this world of horror and a little bit of mischief and a little bit of breaking the law.
But when did you stop being a little bitch?
Never. So I was a scare actor in my early college career, and that got me really into the horror and stuff. But that leads into my nickname, Crow.
Crow. You have to say it like that.
Crow. Woo! Here we go, bullet points. In 2009, another game came out called Batman Arkham Asylum. And one of the characters that caught me quite off guard in Arkham Asylum, the one that I really enjoyed the most in that game,
shocking.
is Scarecrow. Whoa! So, flash forward a few months later. Scare actor. So my community college at the time had this big old connection next to it. It was like a big old farm. It was a big old farm, and they had like a bunch of attractions there they did every year. And they were really cool about it. When I joined, they said, hey, we totally encourage you guys to workshop a monster, come up with your own monster, get a monster persona going on here. So I went home that day, that night, and I was like, oh man, I get to make a character, man. I got to do some character creation. Like, what kind of monster am I gonna be? So I was thinking about it. Like, you know what was kind of cool? Scarecrow. Yeah, I think I'll try to be a scarecrow, and thus kickstarting a whole, pretty much 10 years. Oh my god, 10-year obsession now with scarecrows.
Has it been 10 years?
It's been 10.
Jeez.
They started calling me Scarecrow there, and I kind of carried on in my personal life. So eventually, it was shortened to Crow because it's a lot easier to say and quicker to say, thus sticking, thus Crow.
You had that introduction of working at like as a scare actor more in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be a hipster.
Oh wow, you're gonna be.
I was a scare actor way before it was cool to be a scare actor.
Wow.
I got my introduction as a scare actor in high school.
It's gotta one up me like that, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm telling this. It's the only reason I'm telling this story. Anyway, I actually ran the haunted house at my high school for 2 years in a row. First year I worked there, but me and my friend, it was a different friend. I'm sorry, I have other friends. Me and another friend actually started the idea because our high school never had a haunted house, and we made it a big ass production. And the year after that, I ran it, and the year after that, I also ran it, and it was a phenomenal experience. And I too completely understand making your own monster because like the people shaped the scares. Like I remember we had this one dude who just was obsessed with clowns, and he had all these like stitches. So we called him Stitches the Clown. And because of that, he was so into it. He had so much energy. Like half of the whole entire affair became like circus themed. Horror is malleable like that.
So a couple more things before we go. So essentially, not every episode of Crow Bones is going to be us just talking about it like we are now. We're going to do a lot of activities, like I was kind of mentioning before. We're going to do something called Mercs versus Monsters, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do like make masks or whatever we can think of, and then also we'll be doing something called the Graveyard Shift, which will have the same release day as Crow Bones. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And
it's just going to be us drunkenly reviewing horror films. Everything we do on this channel is going to have some element of horror. The Haunt Machine.
Anyway, so let's end it with one last thing. Favorite horror movie?
Oh, don't do this to me. Oh. Okay. Do you have a favorite? Like a solid favorite? Because mine is constantly changing.
Yeah. All right, how about this? Recent. Favorite recent.
Favorite recent horror
Recent
film.
favorite horror film.
My favorite... I'm going to have to pick two because I can't... Steve, I'm sorry. You didn't tell me. Hey, welcome to the Bones show. My name's Bones, and this show's about how much of an asshole and a loser Crow is. No!
I'd say my favorite, if this counts as straight horror, is Cabin in the Woods.
That is a great fucking
Love me
choice.
some Cabin in the Woods. I'll probably reference it a whole bunch in the future.
How many times have we watched that when we lived together?
A lot.
That's a great choice. That is legitimately a great choice because it has so much replay value. It has so much replay value that it's just... You can sit there and enjoy that movie every single time.
Hell yeah.
There's something new. You will see something new every time. That is an excellent choice.
Speaking of choices,
I think I'm gonna have to. The most recent horror film that I've watched that I'd say is at the top right now is the Suspiria 2014 remake. 2014, somewhere around that time. It's not. It's pretty modern. It's based on the Dario Argento film Suspiria. Has a lot of history. That movie, very, very unique. I think is the best word to describe that film. Unique and visually stunning. I have never seen a movie that's like it. I don't think I ever will see another movie that's like it. And it really just sticks with you. It just... Not many movies have that visceral effect of just like lodging themselves in your brain and just makes you think. That movie is one of them. So, watch it. Do it. You're gonna watch it.
A good one, y'all.